Over 60% of our population live in the rural setup, in the villages. So how will you transform the village in UP?
Data is new oil.
Yes.
What do we mean by such a statement? And are we suggesting that data will be polluting the world the way oil is polluting these days?
Can you tell me what will be the associated threats and risk, and how viable is lithium in Jammu and Kashmir as a resource?
Of late, we have seen deeper engagements between India and West Asian countries. So why hasn't it happened 10 years or 20 years back? Why it is happening of late?
May I come in,
Yes,
sir?
come in.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Good afternoon.
Please be seated.
Thank you, sir.
Please give a brief introduction about yourself.
So, my name is Shishir Kumar Singh. I belong to Balia district of Uttar Pradesh. I have done my petroleum engineering from IIT ISM Dhanbad, sir. After that, I have worked for 2 years as marketing analytics professional, sir. And now I am posted as Deputy Collector in Varanasi, sir.
Since when you have been working as Deputy Collector?
Sir, I received my posting 1 month back after the training, sir.
Oh, so you haven't joined yet?
Sir, I have joined, sir.
We have joined there.
Yes, sir.
This is going to be your first posting at Varanasi?
Yes, sir. My first posting in the services also.
In the service also, okay. So how do you find Varanasi as a city? Do you see any change over the last 10 years?
Yes, sir. Earlier also it was the cultural center. Now along with the cultural center, it has become very organized, sir.
What changes have you noticed in Varanasi in last few years?
So the tourism has become very organized, sir. The roads are slowly becoming wide, sir. And this, I feel that the civic sense has developed a lot in Varanasi, sir. Earlier there was the problem of sanitation. Now the citizens themselves are making the cleanness a movement in Varanasi, sir. Everywhere there is theme-based painting in the Varanasi cities. The shopkeepers come together and plan a theme for which every shop will be painted, and every shop is painted with the same colors, sir. So it feels like an undercurrent movement of people is going on to reform their city, sir.
Wonderful. Tell me, you have not worked as Deputy Collector, but in your opinion, what are problems and challenges faced by a civil servant or a government servant in the state of Uttar Pradesh?
So I think the biggest problem is the scale of the management that a civil servant has to do, sir. A sub-divisional magistrate usually handles a population of around 2.5 to 5 lakhs, sir. That creates a very big challenge for the administration. But at the same time, sir, it is one of the opportunities for the administrator, because even if he is able to bring a very small change, that small change multiplied by that large population creates a very big impact, sir.
The common perception in the country is that the decisions are not taken promptly or quickly in the government sector. There is, besides red tapeism, corruption and all other issues, there are two issues of indecision and risk aversion on the part of civil servants, which delay decision making process. So what is your take on this?
I think the civil servants handle a very important role in the society, sir. Whatever decision they make, that decision have impact on the lives and property of a lot of people, sir. In those situations, one has to make an important decision very calculatedly. They have to take into impact every stakeholder and what impact it will have on the life of that people, sir. At the same time, I agree, sir, that the way the world is changing, we need to have faster decision making, sir. And I believe, sir, the data-driven approach and evidence-based policy making will in future improve the pace of decision making. At the same time, it will create better impacts and better policies, sir.
As you are aware, Shishir, over 60% of our population live in the rural setup,
Yes.
the villages. So how will you transform the village in UP?
So in UP, the major problem that villages have is the employment issue. The people are not not having the skills to get employment in the centers that have employment. So they are working in the farm, and it is leading to the problem of underemployment, sir. So the biggest change can be made by giving them employment at their local level only, by tapping the local potential local resource potential of that place. At the same time, after providing employment, we need to bring social changes in the village sector also. We need to empower the women and other underprivileged section. Once they are empowered, sir, the productive potential of the village will come to the fore and they will truly become the engine of nation's growth.
How will you remunerate farming?
Sorry, sir?
How will you remunerate farming?
Sir, during training, we visited many labs of the state government, which have some innovative models of food processing sector, very small, with very small inputs, sir. Sir, so same innovations that the government labs have already made, as a civil servant, if we can take that innovation and handhold farmer producer organization or farmer collectives to implement those small technologies, then sir, their earnings will increase a lot, sir.
Do you think there's a high time that this agriculture should get transformed into a business from occupation?
Yes, sir. I think the agriculture should transform from occupation to business, but at the same time, it should be a sustainable business, sir. It should not only be the profit. We should always remember that the primary role of agriculture is to give food to the people, and then after that we need to underline that secondary goal should be to the financial enrichment of the farmers, sir. So the national goal and the farmers empowerment should go hand in hand, sir.
Thank you.
Shishir.
Yes, sir.
Shishir, if that is the case, that the national goal should be subordinate to the individual's wealth, then why is it not applicable to, say, the industries?
Sorry, sir?
Why is it not applicable to industries? We don't expect industrialists to say, okay, national goals are more important, we should provide cheaper goods to everyone, only then we should talk about our money.
I think the industrialists also at the back of the mind have the progress of nation in their minds. The big industrialists that our country possesses, whatever big projects they are doing, one aspect of their business is profit certainly, but at the same time they keep there is a vision that the nation will benefit from that. That's like the 5G project of the Indian companies is
but
also
the issue you mentioned was about the primary and secondary. You said for farmers, the primary objective is the food security of the nation, and secondary to maybe earn money.
Yes,
in case of industries, primary is to earn money, and secondary maybe help in the development of the country.
So no, sir. I think for the industrialist also the primary
I was
purpose is the
expecting a
development
good conversation, considering that you have mentioned that you like revolutionary poetry.
Yes, sir.
So revolutionary poetry generally talk about such issues. Which is your favorite?
So right now I am reading Sir Ramdhari Singh Dinkar and Sahir Ludhianvi, sir. Both are my favorites right now, sir.
Okay, you are a student. You actually did your petroleum engineering.
Yes, sir.
And currently your optional is mathematics.
Yes, sir.
At the intersection of these two disciplines, there's a statement generally said that data is new oil.
Yes.
What do you mean? What do we mean by such a statement? And are we suggesting that data will be polluting the world the way oil is polluting these days?
No, sir. Actually, what oil does is oil fuels the world, and at the same time, as a byproduct, it pollutes the world. So when we say that data is the new oil, we mean that data will now fueling the world ahead, sir. It will become the base.
Polluting the world.
No, sir. I don't think.
What actually is the environmental cost of data economy?
So in the data economy right now, we are keeping big data centers to hold those data. Those data centers are run on a large amount of electricity, and at the same time they generate a huge amount of heat, sir. So to cool them, we keep the data centers sometimes in the lakes also. We are forming subsea data centers. That creates a lot of noise and lot of heat which hampers the marine ecosystem, sir. Also, sir, the large amount of electricity usually produced from fossils result into carbon emissions, sir.
Shishir, since we are discussing mathematics, generally when we talk about mathematical models are used in AI, what kind of models we are referring?
So, some models are linear model that are based on past data, where we are usually extrapolating the data that is happening, and it is a very simple kind of model. So the other models that are more complex are neural network models, where there is the data that is going to say something. But what the AI will do, AI will check the different implications of the data, what happened in the past, and it has to make a decision which model itself, which mathematical model I will select in this case, which is the best fit, sir.
When we talk about decision making these days, we talk about AI, we talk about data sciences, we talk about VR, AR. All of this is mathematics.
Yes.
Still, we never see mathematicians leading. We actually don't know mathematicians who are celebrities. We don't know mathematicians who are heading their companies. We don't know mathematicians who are heading governments. Why mathematicians are treated that poorly if they are driving the entire country?
So I would like to say that mathematicians are not treated that poorly. They are being well represented, but I agree with your sentiment that being the most important thing, they are underrepresented, they don't get the limelight. In this case, I would like to say that mathematics is the language of science. So as a literary part, they stay in the behind, and the other people who use their product or apply their product get more limelight.
Okay, last one from me. You mentioned about being in the Scouts and Guides.
Yes, sir.
Why such a gender discrimination? Why not Scouts only, Guides only? Why the boys are Scouts and girls are Guides?
So I think this is happening because this movement was started in 1907, sir. In that context, it was in those times it was not seen.
Lot of water has flown through Varanasi in this much time.
Yes,
we have changed many things in nomenclature on the basis of gender, caste, and other places. Why not here?
I think so. This is the right time now to change it, to bring a system of scouting and guiding where there is co-education, where there is the principle of co-education involved. Sir.
What are the things you'll take from the Scouts training and Guides training to make it a unisexual kind of a thing?
So I think the compassion that is the core of Guides training should be taken into the Scouts training. The Scouts should be taught how to cook foods in the camp, how to stitch something, and how to take care of people. And at the same time, I think I will allow the Guides to camp in the night. Right now, only Scouts camp in the night and Guides camp in the day, sir. So bringing those things together will help us create a global citizen through these movements, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
You are a petroleum engineering graduate that you have done your engineering in petroleum. We see that a lot of our diplomacy actually revolves around the petroleum and energy security of India. How do you see it changing in the light of the coming in of renewable energy? How the diplomacy would now shift?
Ma'am, earlier in the times of oil diplomacy, we were one of the biggest importer of the oils. In that case, we were always on the back foot as we were trying to secure our oil shipments from other countries, which were used as a leverage by other countries. Right now, we are emerging as the leader in the renewable sector of the renewable sector. So the future energy market will largely be driven by the India. So I think in that term, India can use their heft in green energy sector to drive the global policies.
But as was the case that we were dependent on other countries for our energy needs, similarly we are going to be dependent on other countries for our energy needs, even if it is renewable, because of the raw materials that we are dependent upon.
Yes,
for the manufacturing of solar panels and solar wafers. Don't you think this dependency is still going to be there? Because a major component of our renewable energy would either be solar or nuclear, both of which India would need the help of other countries.
Yes, ma'am, that dependency will be there, and we are trying to secure those supply chains by making Indian companies which will mine for those minerals in South Asia also, and we are finalizing those deals at an early time. At the same time, I think the recent find in Jammu and Kashmir of the lithium mines may play a role in lessening that dependency, ma'am.
Okay, since you have mentioned the lithium mines from Jammu Kashmir, can you tell me what will be the associated threats and risk, and how viable is lithium in Jammu and Kashmir as a resource?
Ma'am, Jammu and Kashmir is a very pristine ecosystem, and it is also a mountain ecosystem. So I think the biggest challenge will be the threat to the biodiversity that will result from lithium mines. At the same time, the inexperience of India's mining sector in mining lithiums may create some hurdles.
So not a very viable resource as of now, the our
Yes.
own lithium resources.
But ma'am, in the future times, it will be viable, because in the same time, in the 1950s, when we started the production of oil, we didn't have any experience. But now we are producing different type of oils from some of the most difficult reservoirs in the world.
How much of our oil needs are met through our national reserves?
Ma'am, right now 13% of our oil needs are being met through national
Which is
reserves.
very minuscule.
Yes, ma'am. But comparing the geographical sector, some of the green shoots are that we are able to get oil from the tight gas reservoirs, which was not imaginable, ma'am, 50 years ago.
Okay. Can you tell me that government had envisaged these strategic petroleum reserves?
Yes.
What is the status of them right now, and why most of our reserves happen to be in southern part of India?
Ma'am, we have envisaged strategic petroleum reserves of 10 million metric ton. Right now, 5.33 million metric ton is operational.
Which is good for how many days?
Sorry, ma'am, I'm not
Right.
sure about the
Okay, no
conversion.
problem. And the second part of the question?
Ma'am, in the second part, most of our oil is currently imported by the sea route, and most of the coasts are present in the southern region. That's why our strategic petroleum reserves are in the southern region, ma'am. Now we are trying to diversify our strategic petroleum reserves also, ma'am. So there is a strategic petroleum reserve planned in the east, in Odisha also.
Okay. My last part of the question, UP has unveiled its budget recently. Can you tell me some of the schemes which are there for A, minorities, and B, for women?
Sorry, ma'am, I didn't have the opportunity to go
look at
through
the
the
budget.
budget in detail, ma'am.
Okay, any running scheme for both these communities?
Ma'am, for the minority sections, we have a scholarship scheme, ma'am, in which from 9th onwards, every student will get the scholarship through the UP government. And for the women section, ma'am, there is Sukanya Sumangla Yojana run by the state government, which is the different form of Sukanya Samriddhi Yojana, ma'am. So where the parents of a girl child can make investments on which they will get a better financial return once the girl's child reaches the age of 18 and attains different educational attainments.
Okay, thank you, Shishir.
Thank you.
So you have been recently posted in Varanasi.
Yes.
To what all places have you visited in Varanasi?
Right now, I didn't get a chance to visit any places. I have visited only places on duty, sir.
On duty. So
yes.
how much time did you take while traveling on the road to reach one place to other? If I have to travel from say Sigra to Lanka, how much time would it take?
Sigra to Lanka will, depending on the traffic, but it will take 45 minutes, which is too large for such a small distance, sir, because there is huge congestion on the road at any given time.
Okay. So on that line, what is important, the money or the time that generates the money?
So I think the time is important that generates the money.
Okay. Thank you, Shishir.
Thank you, sir.
Shishir, recently there has been multilateral security dialogue on Afghanistan.
Yes.
So what are the key stakes or priorities of India in Afghanistan today?
So the key stakes of Afghanistan, India's in Afghanistan, are the protection of the investment that has already been done by the India in Afghanistan in terms of infrastructure and in terms of people, sir. We have in the past few decades, we have generated people-to-people contact also, sir. So the protection of people and investment will be the first priority. Second priority is that, sir, Afghanistan is our gateway to the extended neighborhood of Central Asia. And this is very important for our connectivity to the Central Asia, sir. So those connectivity projects will become the second most important thing. At the same time, sir, any situation in Afghanistan will affect security scenarios in India, sir. So we need to ensure that the soil of Afghanistan is not used for terror activities against India, sir.
Good, Shishir. See, what are the initiatives we have taken to connect to Central Asian region?
Sir, we have joined Ashgabat Agreement, sir, which most of the Central Asian countries are a part of. Through that, we will be able to use the border mechanisms that exist and reduce the time flow of goods. Second is, sir, INSTC, sir, which will use Central Asian route to reach to Europe, sir. At the same time, sir, we have ratified TIR convention, which will make our border movements easier, sir.
Recently, there was meeting of India-Mongolia joint working group. Okay, so how is Mongolia important to us?
So in Mongolia, there are reserves of gas, and we are a gas importer, sir. At the same time, Mongolia has also rare earth minerals. So thus, it is a key raw material source for us. At the same time, sir, culturally, Mongolia is very important for us as we have the connection of shared history with the Buddhists. So Mongolia can help us project our image as a soft power, sir. At the same time, sir, Mongolia is at an important geopolitical place between Russia and China, sir. And having a friend in those region will serve a larger geopolitical purpose maybe later on, sir.
Okay. Shishir, of late we have seen deeper engagements between India and West Asian countries, whether it is UAE, whether it is Saudi Arabia. So why hasn't it happened 10 years or 20 years back? Why it is happening of late?
Sorry, sir. I am unable to understand that.
India of late in 2000, after 2020, we have seen deeper engagements with West Asian countries, whether it is UAE, whether it is Saudi Arabia. I said, why did not it happen 10 or 20 years back?
So,
what is the shift in the geopolitics? I want you to look at that.
So I think the recently what has happened is that those West Asian countries earlier was primarily their economy was dependent on oil, sir. So our relations with those countries were a bit transactional, only based on oil. Now what is happening is that in those countries they are trying to diversify their economy. At the same time as the West Asian societies is getting a moderating influence. There is a wave of progressivism in those parts of the country. So they are looking towards India to develop their society and economy on the liberal lines, sir. So the areas of engagement has increased, sir.
Okay. See, fiscal consolidation is always on the agenda of the government. So how government is how government tries to realize the fiscal consolidation?
Sir, there are two ways in which government tries to realize the fiscal consolidation. First is by increasing their revenues, sir. If we increase the revenue, then the fiscal deficit will go down. And second is, sir, cutting down on such expenditures which are not useful or inefficient expenditures, sir. By using these both methods, we try to achieve fiscal consolidation, sir.
Okay, my last question. What is tax buoyancy?
Sir, the tax buoyancy is the increase in the collection of the tax when we change the rate of tax by a unit percentage, sir.
Is that tax buoyancy, or it is related something effect on something else?
Sorry, sir, I'm a little bit.
So, sir, tell me how mathematical modeling can be applied to get optimum crop yield?
Yes, sir. So to achieve optimum crop yield, sir, we need to put proper amount of input, sir. At the same time, we need to sow the crop at the right time, and we need to give exact amount of water to it, exact amount of time, sir. So if we use the remote sensing data of 50 years that is available to us for each agro-geoeconomic zones, then we can use our mathematical models to create a system which will tell us exactly according to current monsoon data that when we have to sow the crop, which crop we have to sow in that region, and at which time, which input we have to provide, sir.
Okay, one last question. What are the similarities between Kashi and Kyoto?
Sir, the biggest similarity is that both are the cultural centers of the respective nations, sir. At the same time, both cities are filled with the aspiring citizens who want to become the leaders of the global world and espouse the feeling of togetherness and cosmopolitanism in the world, sir.
Anything else you want to add?
Sir, I think Kashi is looking towards Kyoto as a sister city to model itself as a smart city, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Shishir. The interview is over. You may go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. May I come in, sir?
Sit down, Shishir. Shishir, this is going to be your second interview at the UPSC.
Yes, sir.
When was the first?
So in 2019.
19. How much marks did you get?
So 154, sir.
Why such a low marks?
So I think I was having a really bad day. The interview went badly, sir. It was not expected. I thought I will be getting good marks, but...
Okay. Where did you go wrong? Did you analyze your performance critically?
I think I went into the interview by gazing too much into my mains marks, and I thought I need to score 180 or 190 to just get into the list. And I was into too much pressure, and when I was unable to answer first 1 or 2 questions correctly, and after that the board lost interest, and then it keep getting added on, sir.
You are a wonderful candidate, Shishir, I must tell you. By any stretch of imagination, you should not be getting marks like 154. You are capable of getting 180 to 200 also.
Yes.
So treat it as a bad day in your career.
Yes.
So probably this is the right time for you to score better marks.
Yes, sir.
So the questions which we asked you, you are very thorough in your answers.
Yes.
And best part is that your answers were reflective of your maturity. So you appear to be a very matured person, which is a very important requirement for a prospective civil servant.
Yes.
And you are already working as a civil servant, although in a different capacity. But then you see, as by now you must have understood that honesty is #1 requirement for any civil servant.
Yes.
So when you go for the interview, make sure that your personal integrity and honesty of purpose is never compromised.
Yes.
Like if you don't know first question, second question, don't be in a hurry to answer to the third question without knowing anything.
Yes.
So don't enter into that area
Yes.
of guesswork. That is very important. So no surmises. You won't get any marks on the surmises
Yes.
and conjectures.
Okay.
So make sure about that. While giving opinion, give balanced opinion, neutral views.
Yes.
It's very important, and stay firm in your on your ground.
Yes.
Even if we try to dissuade you and all that, so without getting into any argument with the board members.
Yes.
So that you should never do, getting into argument with the board members. Otherwise, you have an excellent communication skill, and if you are able to give some out of the box solution, then go ahead with that. Some innovative idea, some unique solution, or some out of the box solution, go ahead with that. Now today and last year there is a change in your stature, there is a change in your position also, because now you are already a part of the bureaucracy.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yes.
So expect some questions regarding the problems faced by the bureaucracy, although we have not seen the real working there. So
Yes.
probably whatever insight you have acquired is only through your field visits, your training and all that.
Yes.
But that will give you a good glimpse of what is happening inside the bureaucracy and how it has to be reformed.
Okay.
Never say everything is bad in bureaucracy, even if someone says.
Yes.
So as you have mentioned rightly, that there are good points in bureaucracy, and
Yes.
it has to deal with such a massive issues and at such a larger platform.
Yes.
That real contributions made by individuals are not getting recognized
Yes.
because of the systemic issues.
Yes.
So UP related, I think whatever good things are being done in UP today,
Yes.
you must have a first-hand knowledge of that. Whatever schemes have been launched by the respective governments in the various areas of development, be it agriculture, be it innovation, be it industry, education, social inclusion, financial
Yes.
inclusion, some digital innovations initiated by the government, that
Yes.
you must understand. So questions like, for example, I am giving you that PDS, public distribution system. UP used to be a very notorious state. From
Yes.
that position, it has emerged as the most efficient state, the area of public distribution system, because of the technology only.
Yes.
All technological innovations have been done in that field. Similarly, there are many other areas where technology has really helped the government to ensure that whatever schemes are there, they reach the right people and right hands. Idea, you must have a first-hand knowledge of those schemes and all that. Then you have obtained mathematics as your subject.
Yes.
So some questions related to, we asked all mathematical model, but there are so many other fundamental issues.
Yes.
But you must be remembering the names of Indian mathematicians and their contributions. That is also one question which is generally asked, because many of the candidates, they forget the names also.
Yes.
So what are the names of and what are their contributions? and so, apart from some international mathematicians. Nobel Prize and all that, that is also one area where questions are asked. In international affairs, we try to ask, what are the issues involved and all that, just get an update on that.
Okay.
Otherwise, the way you speak, the way you interact with us, it's a very pleasant experience for the board also. So just forget about the past. Whatever happened in 2019, it happened in 2019.
Yes, sir.
Let 2023 be a new year for you, and you will do very well. Wish you all the best for our side. If you have any specific question to ask, feel free to ask.
So right now we are seeing that in each of the UPSC interviews, in the end they are asking either to ask a question, or do you want to tell us something, or do you want to share something with us?
So if generally in one or two boards, I will not name the boards, this question is not in all the boards. In one board, invariably this is asked. Prepare a question, so it's a good an opportunity for you.
Yes, sir.
You prepare a question and a plausible answer for that. Yes, sir, this is one question which is very close to my heart. If you have given me the permission, sir, I feel like asking this question and answering this question. Generally, they ask to ask a question and also ask you to answer the question.
So can I take that opportunity, if they ask me, do you want to share something, so can I take that opportunity to thank UPSC and its employees for organizing such a transparent exam? And
you can do that. You can do that. There is no harm. There is no harm. There is no harm. Absolutely no harm. They will have a hearty laugh at you, but that is a good point. Point is well taken. Okay. Chalo, all the best.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.